Okay, let's do a product review on an iron. This is a little bit of a change. Welcome back to the McGolf shop, and I happened to get a hold of a cutaway of a Steelhead Iron. Alright, Steelhead is an offering that came out, late last year for Callaway. And what the whole marketing on it was is that the shape of the original Steelhead was one of the most favored shapes that they ever designed. So with the extraordinarily popularity of the XR and all the technology that went into it, they took that technology and they put it into the design of the XR. So what does that look like? Well, here's what it looks like from a cutaway. Now, we'll start with this. Here's what it looks like before it's cut away. Obviously, with the width of the blade cut, it's about like that, but that's a good number right there. All right, so if you look at it from this way, now you can see what I'm talking about. So if you look at the bottom here, see all that weight right there? See how it's pulled back? It's not setting here, it's setting here. All right, all that weight allows for the loft of the club to go a little bit more shallow and still get that launch angle that you want. All right, so that's where the increased distance is going to come from. You lowered the loft and you still get that ball flight of the club that you're looking at. In this case it's a 5, but let's just talk 7s. So if you didn't have all this weight and it was up forward, you'd have to have more loft on the ball in order for it to shoot up at the launch angle you want. Well, with this, it allows you, the lower loft allows you to get up in there. All right, so there's another chunk. You have to look really close. That's why I'm using this drill bit. See that little square in there? All right, in the design, what they call that, and then this piece right in here, that's a steel wrapped polyurethane, and it's very rubbery feeling. And what that does is it gives it a bit of a softer feel when you hit the ball, so it's not quite as harsh. Okay, and then if you look down into this, what we used to call as a cup or a pocket cavity. You see back in here, you see how that sits, and that sits back in there. So you have a pocket cavity, which is what's created right in here. You have another piece of it's kind of a harder plastic. I'm not even, well, in reality, what that is just a covering, okay? Because it's part of that, you see it's part of this. It looks like a hard plastic, but it's just a really texture like paint. All right, so you get this super perimeter weighted club like that. All right, now I'm going to switch to one that's not cut away. Okay, one that's not cut away. So you have this super perimeter weighting, and that means it's super forgiving on off center. So if you're out here, out in this part of it, which a lot of people are, it's not as penal as if you were right into here, like blades or even players' cavities. All right, so what are some of the other specs? Well, if you look at it like this, you see this? So there's a modicum of offset. So if you're a guy that tends to hook the ball, this may not be the deal for you. But if you're a guy that fades it, man, this would be right there. The other part about that I like this is that this is what they call a cup face design. And that's the reason why it's a little more forgiving in these places. Because it looks like this, that's the face, not just a face that's welded in there. And the sole, although not players like, is not super wide, right? So this is, if you're a middle of the road guy, a little bit better guy, this could fit you, all right? If you're the guy that's really into golf, just got started but you want to get better, this could be you, okay? So lofts are strong, so you're going to hit it further, and they come with 2 shafts. One is the XP95 ST15. Okay, that's the steel offering. Now the 95 means the 95 gram shaft is fairly light. All right, and then they have the OZIK Program F15. All right, which is even lighter still. Now if I had my druthers for a performance, I would choose this one. This is actually a little bit more stout as far as flexing goes. This one's a little bit more, in the butt is a little bit more soft than it is in this particular neck of the woods. Now, does that mean that's all you can get? The answer is absolutely not. All right, especially from guys like me that are in the fitting, have the fitting cart, you can order all kinds. KBS product is available, which is outstanding. Last year as a whole, I put KBS in quite a bit if I wasn't using their graphite offering, and that improved the performance. So again, if you're looking for something that is to fit your game, something that's not off the rack, go get fit. If you're looking for more distance and more accuracy with the fitting, Steelhead's the way to go. If you're looking for something to help you with the fades, that could be the question as well, especially when you're fit, right? If you're looking to try to stop the hook, this isn't that club. If you're the better player, let's say they were down in single-digit territory, right, and you're shot shaping on iron, this is not that club. If you're that anybody from there out, this could be that club. Okay, the end of our Steelhead review, and I finally had some time to go out and hit the clubs, and I snuck in another club that was asked to look at on another video. I was asked to check out the Callaway Apex, and I'll go over more of that in another review, but I did get it in there, and we'll go over some statistics. Now, if you remember, we talked about it, the Steelhead. I showed you the cutaway, and then what I used in this one was the OZIK Program F15 Stiff Flex. Really like the way that it feels. In my Apex, I had the Recoil ES 780, the F4, which is a stiff. In my club, I had the Recoil Tour Spec. So let's go over what we saw. Just so you know, the Steelhead, all the 7 irons were 37 inches. The lofts of the club, the Steelhead was 30, and the other 2 were 31. They all had the same swing weight, and I put on about the same swing speed. Now the funny part was when they talk about smash factor, the Steelhead was the lowest, and then the Apex was the highest, with my gamer being in the middle. But overall, my Steelhead, in the current configuration, I carried at 166 and it rolled out to 177. The Apex was 160 and rolled out to 174, and my gamer was a pathetic 152 to 161. Now that's not common of mine. I went back to some tracking I've been doing, and typically I'm in the 160 to 170 range along with these others. But that's side-by-side comparison, so that's just what it's all about. So I'm pretty good in the 164 range pretty much, carrying probably about the 175 if I get a chance to roll it out. The other part was I had offline with the Steelhead. I was 1 degree offline. With the Apex I was 2.1, and with mine I was 2.6, and that's in degrees. My deviation from that 1 degree was 4.8 degrees, where the Apex was 7.6 and mine was an 8.6. So I like to go back and flip the clubs around and see if that came out to the same, but that's what they are. So the 1 degree made for about 3 or 4 more yards, not too bad. It hit well, even off center hits. It actually kept you going straight. So if you're looking for a game improvement, well, not even game improvement, if you're just looking for a good iron to put out and play, you might check out the Steelhead with the OZIK program shaft. All right, thanks for looking. If you want to see some more reviews, let me know below. If it's in the Callaway Wilson line, or maybe I can get some other companies, but just ask and I'll see what I can do. And thank you for watching, and let's see your scores go low. I was going to come up with something funny, but it didn't sound like it was going to be very funny when I had it through my mind. Very